Okay, here we go. We're going to first talk about what is an angle. An angle is formed by two non-collinear rays, okay, who share an endpoint. What that means is it looks like the picture on the right. That's what it means. Or it's like this is a ray, correct? And they share this endpoint that's a ray. So then it turns into an angle. The angle is like this space in between. Okay, there's two rays that make up an angle. Each ray is called the side of the angle. Remember? Okay. The fancy spot right here, this pointy spot, that's called the vertex of the angle. We can name an angle in 4 different ways. We can name it just by its vertex. I'm going to put a little asterisk there. Maybe you should too. You can name it just by the vertex, which I think is a little bit risky to do. Because if there's more than one angle drawn in the picture, you can't name it by the vertex because then you don't know exactly what angle you're actually talking about. It's just S. Okay, that's a point. Angle S. Okay, there's more than one angle S at that same spot. Anyways, there's 3 other ways. You can name it by this angle on the right. We can name it RST, where S is the vertex, and S being the vertex has to be written in the middle. Okay, you could also flip that. Angle TSR. Okay, notice how S is in the middle, which references the vertex of the angle is S automatically. You could also name it by a letter, by a number that's written inside of the angle. Okay, we can just reference this angle as angle 1 then to be a little bit faster. That's actually the easiest way to do it, unless it's a picture and there's more than one angle in the picture. It gets a little weird in that case. But this right here, this is a description of why you can't use, typically, you can't use the vertex to name the angle, just the vertex to name the angle when there's more than one angle, because you don't know, it's ambiguous. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Read the number 1. Why don't you start putting the points on it. It says label the 3 points K and Q on the angle below so that the angle has size KQ, ray KQ, and side ray KN. Okay. The vertex, you're right, the vertex is 10. Vertex is 10. First, because it's shared amongst both rays. Second, because it's the endpoint of both rays. Okay, and then the other 2 ones, Q and N, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where they go, as long as they go to opposite sides of the angle. That makes sense? Okay. On number 2, there's a bunch of different angles that are formed in this picture. There's actually 6. There's 6 angles, 6 total angles in this picture. Okay, that is exactly why we can't just name one of the angles angle N. Because if we set an angle, we're not exactly sure what angle we're actually talking about. Because there's 6 of them in the picture, right? One of the angles we could just say is angle 1, right? It's this guy. We could say we have an angle 2. That's this guy. We could say we have an angle 3, being that guy. But there's 3 more. Does anybody see one of the... Do you guys see where that is? We could label an angle with point G, with vertex N, and with other point E could be our angle. And that is like this angle right there. You guys see that? Takes up that whole space. Or this one. That right there. That's G, angle GN. Okay, there's another one. Those are a little bit hard to be, you have to think of it in a little bit of a different way. So angle ANF is another one, and then what's the 6th one? What's the 6th one? Okay. GNF. Oops. GNF, which is the big one. Yep. 6 ways. Look at it a little bit different. That's kind of like, all those Facebook things that says, how many squares are there? Everybody counts them all. Don't answer those if you aren't 100% confident. If you learn anything in my class, Don't ever answer a math question on Facebook that says 90% of the people in the world get this wrong. Just save face. Just save face. Or just email me and ask me what the answer is, and we'll talk about it. Okay, before you submit it. Check your answer before you submit it. Anyway, number 3. Draw angle BMA with sides ray MB and ray MA that has point P in its interior. Okay, why don't you guys do that? Try to do that as well. Think about what those words mean before you do it, obviously, and then draw a part at a time to make sure it qualifies for what the statement is. Okay. Okay. Angle BMA. So this would be M. M has to be the vertex, right? Because it's written in the center. B and A don't really matter where you draw. Okay, and it doesn't matter what degree, how big the angle is, because we're not asking for that. What does matter is where you draw P. P is okay anywhere inside this green area. That is inside, and if we extend it, it keeps opening further and further. Okay, that would be the interior of the angle. It's inside. It's in the middle of the spread of the angle, if you want to say. So that would be P on the inside of the angle. These are bad. I'm going to draw them in red to signify that these aren't good. That would be on the angle, okay, on one of the rays. So that's not good. Or out here would be on the outside or the exterior of the angle, which again isn't good. Makes sense? 3 different spots. We're going to practice that a little bit in a second. So, but just so you know, there's specific parts to an angle. There's the 2 rays that make up the angle, okay, which represent on the angle, being on the angle if you're pointing on those rays. There's in between those 2 rays, the inside spread part, the part that you would measure, okay, that would represent inside the angle, and you have outside the angle as well, exterior. Okay, right now, go ahead and do sides. Just label 1, 2, 3, 4. What I really want to do is just remind you of stuff that you've done before, okay, and just get you used to reading the combination of letters and stuff, which can be confusing sometimes. All right, so here we go. Okay, angle 1, RMT. RMT would be right there, right? Angle 2, MTS. MTS would be right there. Okay, MT being the vertex, S being the other side. So we write them on the inside of the angle, like right where the spread is, like right by the vertex when we name them. And then RTM would be right in there. And then TRM right there. Okay. Next page. I'm just going to fly through this one real quick. If you're on ways to name the angle, this could be angle 1. We can also name the same angle, angle X. We can only name that angle X. I'll put an asterisk by it because there's only one of them there, right? If there were 2, we couldn't name it just with the vertex. That would be bad. And you'll get it wrong because I don't know what you're talking about. You know, angle AXC or angle CXA. Okay. 3 ways to name the same thing. All right, let's go on. Just go skip 4, 5, 6. Do 7 through 12. 7 through 12 right now. What's number 7? Just say it. Number 7 is. All right. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good. All right, go to the next page. Next page. We're not going to do all this out. I know. I'm trying to get rid of all the answers. There we are. There it is. So remember, there's 3 different ways to classify angles. There's actually kind of 4, I suppose. There's a right angle, which is 90 degrees, right? There's an acute angle, which is less than 90 degrees. There is an obtuse angle. Degrees, but less than 180. Okay. In addition, we have we have a straight angle, which instead of a straight angle is actually defined as being a straight angle is two opposite rays. It's formed by two opposite rays. Now that's a vocabulary word we haven't officially talked about yet, but opposite rays are rays that go opposite directions. Rays that go opposite directions, they actually share an endpoint. Opposite rays are like that. Two opposite rays, rays that go same way. Okay, let's just have you look through 1 through 8. Okay, just step through. Label each one as acute, obtuse, or right. Okay, just read through. What's number 1? Acute. Yep. It's a cute one, acute angle. Pinch it, just little cheeks. Number 2. Acute. One acute. Pinch it. So it's cute and small. I want to pinch those little tiny cheeks. Okay. Number 3. Oh, so cute. Number 4. Obtuse. Not so cute, as in big. Just saying. Okay. Right? No. How do we know that it's 90 degrees from the ridge? You just look. That's like saying it's 90 degrees. I just looked. That's like saying, that's like your, hold on. What's 6? Right. We know that. It is. No, it is not just because it is. I want to know why. Because that box right there signifies that that angle is 90 degrees. If that angle is 90 degrees and the two of their rays form opposite rays, then that one's also 90 degrees. There you go. There's the Y. Okay, next. Live over here. Level 3, the Y. Next, what's the next one? What's 7? Obtuse. Number 8. Acute. True. Okay, come up and